How to make metallic finishes on your eco casting projects. I've got some fantastic moulds here from Boo and Nicole. Seaside theme going on here. I've got some pots as well that are of a similar theme. They're over here. I'll do those in a separate video. But this, look, the shells in the end. That looks like a tray. Typical Boo and Nicole. It's all lovely, soft, squishy, yummy, food grade silicone. And this one, look, there's a big split down the side. And this looks like another shell to me. Now, what we're going to do is fit these bits. This one, probably to make it easier to demold, has got a split down the side. Can you see? There is a strip that fits into there to help make it seal. And then there's these two plastic things that fit left and right. It does say on them what they are, to make that seal work. That's clever. I've never seen that before. But I'm guessing that is to make it a lot easier to demold, because that's going to be a funky, awkward shape, isn't it? No matter how soft and yummy the silicone is. So we're going to get some eco in these. I am just going to make them white so that I can show you how I'm going to make them all nice and metallic finish afterwards. And also how to seal them, because these are crying bathroom to me. But, you know, eco powders and bathrooms probably should use Omnicast. That's completely bathroom proof. But I'm running a bit low on that. So what I'm going to use is just a normal eco casting powder. And that is Eco Pour from Apex Resin. Right, be back shortly with a load mixed up and we'll pour it in. So let's put them to one side and we'll get our Eco Pour in here. We're going to mix it up. It is a ratio of 10 parts powder to 3 parts water. Having said that, I notoriously don't measure. I'm trying to get better at it, but honestly, I just mix this until it's about the right consistency, which wants to be about like, I don't know, double cream, something like that. And I'm using a little whisk. For larger amounts, I tend to use this little whisk. Really large amounts, I've got bigger whisks. And if I'm mixing just a small amount, a plastic fork. But this is a big yogurt pot that I'm mixing this up in. I'm going to get right down into the corners, but of course my whisk is this shape, so the powder does get stuck in it, so I need to get in there and give it a bit of a whiz like that. And it's probably going to take a couple of pots full, really. I find it easier to mix it in modest quantities like this. There we are. And if you're slightly either side of the ratio, because this is a water mix, not a two-parter, not a powder and a special liquid, I just don't use those. I find them too finicky. But because you're just adding water, if you put a little bit too much or a little bit too little, it is fine. Now, what I tend to do when I've got a tray like this is just half fill it and do a little bit of that. You don't need to bash it too much. Again, I don't tend to use materials that need a load of bashing because that's just annoying. The bubbles should just come out of this on their own. I tend to give it a bit of a squeeze around edges, though, because that's those areas can be a little problematic. And that was a good guess, wasn't it? We're full. There. Now, what you can get is under these rims, you can get a bit of... It's an ideal place for bubbles to get trapped. So I do tend to do that just a little bit. And of course, this silicone is so soft that you can just do that. And the bubbles will sort themselves out. So let's mix up a load more and pour this one. Let's move this to one side a bit. I'll have a bit of a clean-up job in a minute. Now, this is going to take a lot. So I might have to do this in two potfuls. 2 pots full. Your grammar sorted, Tracy. Right, here we go. So again, just pouring it in. Give it a little bit of a tap and a bodge like that. Just in case there are any bubbles in there, but no bashing and smashing it around. I just find that isn't necessary with the right sort of eco powders. The potful coming up. Right, as you can see, definitely clean up time, and I will see you later for the demold. Then I'll show you what I mean about the finishes we can put on these. So I'll see you later. Right, let's get this tray out. Oh, it's textured. That's why. I thought that was bubbles, but no, it's textured. A couple of little bubbles, but... Oh, that's nice. A little bit of an overpour here. That'll just snap away. Go around that with a nail file in a bit. That's fantastic, isn't it? All right. Now, let's get this one out. I'm intrigued to see how this one comes out of the mould, actually, because of this strange arrangement we've got here. Oh, and this is all textured as well to match. So that's worked really well. And I can just go along, yeah, just take that little seam off there. That'll disappear. All right, now this is still not going to be too easy to demold. It probably needs 2 pairs of hands, but it is nice soft silicone. Oh, look at this. Oh, look. Oh, so I suppose you put a candle in there, of course, because this is made with eco casting powder as well. It's candle safe. I like it. Now, thing is, these look really lovely in white. So I'm going to have a clean up, and I don't want to go too crazy with paints. But I'm going to let them air, let them get absolutely 100% dry. Yeah, I'm just going to go down that with a nail file and take that off. Well, I'll show you how to do this metallic pearlescent finish. Back in, well, a couple of days. I'm going to let this really, really air out thoroughly. Let every little drag of moisture go out of it. And then we'll do our shimmery effect. See you later. Right, now I've mixed up some, should we call it paint? I've got a couple of different mica powders. This is a chameleon one, and this is just an iridescent one. Just fancied mixing them. That's one of the chameleon ones from Let's Resin, and that's a pearl pigment from, I think it was Estoyo. And I've ended up with this. I've just mixed it in with some of the gloss sealer from Nicole. I bet you could use Mod Podge or any of the sealers really. It's a water-based sealer that's really good for giving a waterproof surface onto eco casting powders. So I've just mixed some of that powder in with this and a dot of water, and I've ended up with this, which is quite a nice consistency. So first of all, let's do the little tray. What I do want to do is just these little shells, and I'm hoping they will just catch the light. And I don't necessarily want to go all over them, but I'll see. I'll see how it looks. Yeah, I do want to go all over them. So this is just a cheap little flat-headed brush. See, you could do this with colours. Of course, you could do it with acrylic paints. I just wanted to show you that you can use some of the normal liquid sealant for eco casting powders. And whatever mica powders you've got. Because let's face it, if you do resin craft, there's a good chance you've got a lot of mica powders. So I'm going in the direction of the pattern, and I'm making it splat all over my mat, look. And I've got to decide whether I want more layers of this or just the one will do. That sealant is white and kind of opaque-ish. It looks a bit like school glue. It isn't, but that's a bit what it looks like. If I have to mix some more up, I'll show you. But I'm thinking that this will get more pearly once the sealant has gone out of it. Now, obviously this is textured, so I'm going to want to get into the grain of the texture a bit. If I was worried about the fact, worried about using it actually as a sealant. Now, it will do a lot of sealing work anyway, but I am going to wax afterwards, and I'll show you my current favourite wax in a moment. Now, can we see what that's coming up like? It's just got that lovely shimmer, but leaving the rest of this plain because I do love the white. And that'll mean also that we've got a bit of a sort of satiny sheen on these bits, and no sheen at all on the rest of it. So you've got 2 different kind of textured surfaces, which I think is nice. 2 different finishes in the same piece. There, just going to let that dry. Now, let's pop that to one side. Let's take a look at our big shell. And I'm going to do a similar principle, but just around the edges, which means I'm going to want to fade it out because I haven't got that definite line like the shells on the first piece are on the tray. So first thing to do will be to go around the edge. Now bear in mind this is going to dry quickly. It's warm out here and you're painting onto a porous surface. So I'm going to get my little pot of water and use that to kind of blend this out like so, because I just want it around the edges and then fading. Can you see what I mean? So let's go all the way around like that. So, and also I'm going to go around this edge here as well. We'll do the same on the back too. There, now I've been all the way around that. see. It's getting a really nice shimmer around the edge. I'm hoping the sun will come out in a minute. I'm just going to mix up a little bit more of this to show you how I did it, because I want to make it a little bit stronger around the edges. And I might put a second coat on the other piece as well. So we've got a couple little blobs of the sealant. As you can see, it's quite thick. We're going to get some of the mica powder. And this is a gold shimmer one. I'm going to put quite a lot, actually. There we are. I had dried rubber brush, by the way. But I think I want a bit more of the sparkle this time. So this is like I said, it's a chameleon powder. It kind of flips through like a sort of greenish gold. So it'll give us a bit of both. And I'm just going to mix it in. And then what you usually find is it's a bit thick and gloopy. A bit hard to paint with. I've mixed up rather more than I need, but you could see how white that is initially. But I have mixed up rather more than I need because I just wanted to show you how to do it, basically. So I'm just going to put a few drops of water in as well. And there we go. That's all it is. Now just bear in mind that as that dries, it will go clear. So you will lose some of that whiteness. The gold will come through more. Of course, you can do this with any colour of mica powder. I just wanted this very, very subtle. Of course, adding the mica powder does mean that you are thickening it as well. So yeah, a bit more water probably is required because of that. There we go, that's all it is. And you'll see as that dries in my pot, the white out of the mica will gradually disappear and the gold will come through, which is what's happening on the shell itself. So I'm just going to flick this over the top, like this at the front, and that's just to give it a bit more. So I'm not worrying too much about blending, I'm just flicking it across the top. Just going to give it even more gold to that edge without being too much, hopefully. Now I've got to find a candle, haven't I? To sit in these. Now, while I'm painting these, just putting that second coat in, I wanted to mention that these will be put up for auction soon. As you know, I don't tend to sell my stuff. It usually goes off to charity to help them out. And they have little sales at various events. And at the moment, my stuff is going to Redditch Cat Rescue. Now, what I've done recently is auction a couple of items with the money to go to Redditch Cat Rescue as well. Many of you will know that's where we got our little Lego from. So these will be going onto my website. I'll put the link for it down in the video description because there will be an auction, much like bidding on eBay, really. Now, I am happy to send anywhere in the world as long as you're happy with the postage costs. America excluded, unfortunately, at the moment because postage costs would be ridiculous with the tariffs added on for you. Having said that, if you're willing to pay them, that's up to you, my dear American friends. So just be warned, if somebody in America does win the bid, then the postage costs could be exorbitant. Let's get some waxing done. I've already done this one. I'm just letting the wax seep in. Let's get on with this one. Now, this is that beautiful wax from All Aboard Resin Creation. It's an absolute delight to use. There we are, that's finished. Now, how nice is that? You've got the sheen on the shell. So yes, the answer to the question, can you get a metallic finish on eco casting powders, is yes. And that's one way to do it. You've got the contrast between that shine and then this lovely matte finish. Those moulds are just amazing. So I would love to take some photos of this with a candle in it. But you're going to have to use your imagination because one, it's daylight here. You're not going to be able to see a candle. And two, honestly, don't think I've got any ordinary candles. I've got battery ones, but they're not quite the same, are they? And because everything used in this is candle safe, non-flammable, non-meltable and so on, you could actually use a proper candle. Notice it's got little ridges in here to stop the candle moving around as well. Go on, Nicole thought of everything for this mould. You can tell they're a candle making firm too, because they thought of that, knowing what candles are like. This feels lovely now. Any questions? Just drop them in the comments below. Love to hear your thoughts on the videos, of course. And if you would consider subscribing, that would be absolutely amazing. It seems that well over half of the people who watch my videos regularly aren't subscribed. Now, of course, it costs you absolutely nothing. It means a lot to me because whilst subscriber numbers aren't what pays the bills, it's a lovely seal of approval and it makes me feel very good. So I appreciate very much all of you who do subscribe. Thank you. I have got a whole playlist for these resin alternatives. I'll pop the link up here at the end of this video for you. I hope you enjoyed this one. See you for the next one. Bye.